most of the people who are watching this are not paying attention to that. There's a few.
But it's just, you know, I mean,
10%.
You want to include them and give them some, you know, some notoriety.
Welcome to Barnesville High School and Shamrock Gymnasium. Tonight's game with the St. Clairsville Red Devils. Red Devils come in at 8-3, hanging in the second spot in OVAC 4A. The Shamrocks are 5-9 and clinging to the fourth spot in 3A in the OVAC standings. See Avery Henry, the Hulk, lining up here to tip things off against Powell.
Shamrocks coming off a tough game last night here at Barnesville High School versus Caldwell, looking to rebound. They've been on a little bit of a skid. St. C, on the other hand, had a high-scoring affair versus Bel Air.
Yeah, hit the century mark last night. See if they duplicate that effort tonight. Usually the second night, Saturday night legs are usually not as strong as Friday night legs.
On the floor this first quarter for the Shamrocks, Colton Hines, Tayson Starr, Kason Powell, Asa Geilinger, and Jeremy Hunkler, their normal 5 lineup. And for St. Clairsville, number 1, Colin Overdick, 2, Cole Thorburn, 14, Ryan McCourt, 24, Carson Woodford, and 55, Avery Henry.
And the Shamrocks get on the board first, just a minute into the first quarter. Overdick answers it to put the Red Devils on top. Nice transition, and they get it past the big man, and the Rocks go back into the lead.
Overdick. I don't know if there'll be much defense in this game tonight. It may
be
just
like
be
the
all
Globetrotter
run and gun,
events.
Coach.
That's Cole Thoburn with that one. And the Shamrocks like this pace. To see how long we can.
Thoburn and Powell
keep it
are
up.
going to go at it right here. First 5 shots for those guys, all good, leading the way for both their teams respectively.
Hines is going to get whistled for the foul. Ryan McCourt will go to the line to shoot 2.
Of course, that's Colton's first foul, team's first.
The Red Devils start 4 seniors and a sophomore. Overdick, number 1, is the lone. Nope, I take that back. Thoburn is the lone sophomore. Overdick is a senior, as well as McCourt, Woodford, and Henry. Shamrocks, 3 seniors on the floor, and Hines, Hunkler, and Powell. Geilinger with the ball right now, sophomore. And on the backside back there was Tayson. The Rocks start off hot tonight. As hot tonight as they were cold last night in the first quarter.
Good hustle
Casey with the hustle put back. And the Rocks up 4 in the early goings here on the home boards. Tayson, the sophomore, going to get whistled for a reach.
Starr's given up probably about 18 inches in height and 100 pounds in weight to
at least
Avery Henry right there.
Yep. Oh, and they get it to the big man, Avery Henry, for 2 off the glass to cut the Red Devil deficit to 2. Hines is fouled on the way up, but it rolls off the rim. He'll shoot 2.
That's Cole Thorburn's first foul.
2 team fouls on the Rocks and 1 on the Red Devils. Is that
Yep.
right? Hines picks up the second shot. Avery Henry on the inside. Geilinger going to get whistled for the foul. not much of a slap, especially compared to what we've seen the last 2 games here in officiating.
Oh yeah, the intensity in this first quarter is much better for the Rocks compared to last night. They just seemed to come out flat. They won the second, third, and fourth quarters versus Caldwell, but they were in such a deficit to start out. They just couldn't make up that 17 points. Ended up losing by 5, but much different ball game here to start out tonight.
No, it's hard to get down 17 after 1 and make a go of it, which is where the Rocks were last night. Tonight, they've got a 1-point lead here, 3 minutes into the game. Hunkler to Hines. Hines is trying to reset the offense, calling out some offensive changes. Rocks look a little bit stagnant on the floor, but Tayson had a good look. Case and Powell made a heck of an effort to keep the ball alive, and good hustle back on defense to knock the ball loose and knock it off Henry.
Yeah, that was a good no call by J.R. Fox over there, the official. You know, no one really had true possession of the ball. He kind of let him have a little contact and called it. The last guy touched it, called it out for the Shamrocks.
Much better than a little cheapie.
Yeah.
And the Shamrocks turn it over. A little miscommunication on the offensive end.
Tyson Passer is going to check in for St. Clairsville.
McCourt was over to Oberdick. Oberdick back to McCourt. McCourt making his move to the hoop. Floater, Avery. Henry, the vacuum cleaner underneath there, sucks that up and puts it back and puts the Red Devils into the lead. Hines into the lane and out of sync on the offensive end. Shamrock coaching staff not happy.
Logan Dodds at the scorers table getting ready to check in for the Shamrocks.
2 straight turnovers by the home team. And a jump ball. Rocks tied the big guy up, and the big guy's not happy about that call.
When Henry gets the smaller defender on him, they're trying to front him. They're just throwing it over the top, and he's got good position on that low block. We don't have the size to get him out of there.
Logan Dodd goes up and pulls it away underneath. The new man on the floor is in for Hines. Geilinger to Tayson Starr. 2-footer is good. McCourt is off the mark. Case and Powell collects it. Hunkler to Geilinger. Starr had ran the floor well, was in position. Geilinger finishes, and the Rocks are back up 3. And the big man for St. C is a little winded. Pace usually would favor St. Clairsville, but he may have walked, and he did. Big man, a little tired, a little frustrated, complaining that he got hacked, but Shamrocks are going to get the ball back. Under 3 here in the first quarter, up 3. Hunkler drives toward the bucket, back to Geilinger. Geilinger to Powell. Powell is going to take his man to the hole.
In and out.
And McCourt will finish for the Red Devils. Nice pass there by Thoburn, getting the ball to McCourt on the block. Geilinger makes his move, drives in, bounces off the big man. Dodd, no good. Henry throws it deep, be a turnover. Geilinger stop, pop, and banks it in. Under 2 minutes to go, Rocks clinging to a 3-point lead. Logan Dodd, the junior, slaps the ball away from Colin Oberdick.
Colton Hines coming back on the floor. Jeremy Hunkler's going to get a breather for the Shamrocks.
Tyson Pastor inbounding the ball. They try to get it into Henry. Off Henry, out of bounds. And the Shamrocks have the momentum and the ball. Shamrocks setting a 1-4 across set. Logan Dodd pops high. The in-and-out burger didn't get the open look, but it was close. Hines is going to reset. Hines making a move on Thoburn. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, and the Rocks are up 5. McCourt goes to the hole, and somebody fouled him. About 3 players had tried. Somebody finally did get him on the way to the hoop. McCourt will shoot 2. Who'd they call the last one on? I'm not quite sure.
I haven't seen it yet. They called that foul on Logan Dodd, 14 for the Shamrocks.
I think he had the most animated swing as McCourt made his move to the bucket. The tomahawk chop always gets called.
Yeah. Casey Carpenter checked in for the Shamrocks, and Kason Powell's going to get a little breather.
McCourt good on the foul shot. 1 minute to go here in the first. Ooh. Yep.
Avery Henry at the little hip check right there.
A little too much contact by the big man. Sends the freshman flying.
He's going to pick up his first. That's 3 for the Red Devils in this first quarter.
And you can tell he's a little flustered so far with the goings here in the first quarter. Hines to Geilinger. Geilinger just above the elbow, goes to the opposite elbow, and Hines dribbles it back to the other elbow. Dodd to Hines at the top of the key. Trying to set a 1-4 cross, trying to spread St. Clairsville out with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Dodd gets his feet set and buries it. 20 seconds to go, first quarter. Rocks with their biggest lead of the night. And a chance to add to it here, under 15. I'm sure
I'd say they're
Coach
going to
Hines
slow it
will
down
want the last
here.
shot here, 10 seconds. Up 6 with a chance to add to it. We're at 5. And a little too much.
Casey Carpenter's going to be called on that foul. He just didn't get his feet set on that pick.
And with 3.5 seconds, the Red Devils will have an opportunity.
Kayson's coming back on. Asa Geilinger is going to head over and get a few extra seconds breather going into this timeout.
The other direction. You don't want to let them throw toward the hoop. You want to force them to throw it away from their hoop. As you can see, the results pretty good look with only 3 seconds left by being able to inbound midcourt heading towards the bucket. But the Rocks will take the first quarter any day of the week, up 24-18 on the 8-3 Red Devils, who are planning to make an OVAC run.
I'm just surprised at the intensity and the fresh legs it looks like the Shamrocks have after having that game last night. They look fresh. They look like they're ready to be here. St. C a little sluggish. I mean,
St. C's 106-point output maybe took a little bit of gas out of the tank last night.
And I noticed on Twitter there's a big thing for St. Clairsville, have 999 wins. They're going for their 1,000th win as a school program. And when I entered the building tonight, Mr. Jeremy Powell had informed me that he did some fact checking through Mr. Brad Wilson, who does a lot of stats for the Shamrocks, former baseball coach and educator. The Shamrocks have 995 career wins as a program, so the Shamrocks are also getting near that 1,000-win plateau.
Both schools have been playing basketball for more than a century now.
Yep, Jeremy went on to say that Mr. Wilson had stats that went clear back to 1919, first stats he could find on the basketball team. So, and it's nice to have someone who takes the time to do that.
Yes, Coach Wilson has been a great asset in keeping those stats. Hines from deep.
McCourt.
Ooh. Could have been a little foul there on 24.
A little bit of contact. Referees have put their whistles away for a little bit here and try to let the action go. Dodd had a chance to check the weather and made it rain.
On the floor for the Shamrocks, Logan Dodd, Tayson Starr, Jeremy Hunkler, Kason Powell, and Colton Hines. And for the Red Devils, 24, Carson Woodford, Avery Henry, number 1, Colin Overdick, Cole Thorborn, number 2, and number 14, Ryan McCourt.
Dodd gets called for the whistle. Looking to add to their biggest lead of the night. Shamrocks are up 9. Red Devils with a chance to get it into the big man here and cut into it. Everybody watching. Henry and
Overdick sneaks in on the backside and gets an easy deuce. Shamrocks.
Starr just a little short on that shot.
had seemed to be settling into an offense and now have had a couple misses. St. C has struggled a little bit on the offensive end.
I'm going to call that.
Got themselves to the line.
Yeah, they're calling that on Tayson Starr. That's his second. It's going to be the 6th for the Shamrocks.
Yep.
Tayson's going to head over to the bench. He might be over there a little while. I'm sure Coach Hines doesn't want him to pick up a third here before halftime.
The next foul on the Shamrocks will put the Red Devils into bonus.
Asa Geilinger came back on for the Rocks.
Hunkler setting the offense.
Handoff to Powell. Powell with the drive and off the glass.
2 points for the Rocks by Kason Powell. Avery Henry making a strong move to the bucket. A little too strong. He's going to get whistled for an offensive foul.
The St. C crowd did not like that call at all, Coach Pack.
And big man was a little flustered before, is really flustered right now.
Avery Henry picked up his second foul for the Red Devils.
How often do you see it when you miss the shot, you end up committing the foul? And that's what St. Clairsville did right there. He moved people out of the way a little too much.
But St. Clairsville seems to be a little energized here.
McCourt, the nice spin move for the Red Devils.
Goes in.
That was what you call an all-around good shot. That thing took a couple laps around the inside of the rim before it decided to go down.
Yep, and they cut the lead to 6. Barnesville. Dodd with the hot hand. That's his
third three for the Shamrocks off the bench. He's been a spark.
And they,
Geilinger with a cheap shove after that shot.
Of Tyson Pastor on the block. Pastor, a freshman, all alone at the block, and Geilinger puts his hands on him and picks up the foul.
And that's going to be his second, and I would say that Luke Detling's going to be checking in, and Asa might be joining Tayson Starr on the bench for a few minutes. Can't afford to be in foul trouble, you know.
And St. Clairsville will be in the 1-on-1 the rest of the way, first half. With 5.5 to go. Not a great spot for the Rocks to be in against a good foul shooting team. But the Rocks
holding on to a 6-point lead here. Hines got some separation. He's going to draw the foul.
I think that foul's going to go on Ryan McCourt, his first, 5th for the Red Devils. I'd like to point out that Ryan McCourt's older brother, Logan McCourt, works with me at Cambridge City Schools and is Cambridge's JV boys basketball coach, doing a fine job.
Hines makes the first to extend the lead, the Rocks lead to 7. Good on the second for Hines.
McCourt's starting to heat up. Yep.
The
He
senior
went for
guard.
130 last night against Bel Air.
That's a high percentage look when you get loose in the lane like that, and he's able to square his shoulders. And
They're going to call Carson Woodford on a little bump there. Jeremy was a little out of control, chased down that loose ball and threw the foul.
St. Clairsville trying to dial up a little more pressure here. Got a little too handsy. Hunkler will inbound it. Dodd in the corner. Hines thought about it, makes the drive, floater no good. Overdick comes up with it, out to McCourt. McCourt with his drive and scoop for 2, and the Red Devils are within 4. Barnesville trying to show some patience here. The floater off the back of the iron, no good for Hunkler. Oh, looked like he got an extra step in there, but McCourt was athletic enough to get away with it.
McCourt's
Halfway
got
through the
8
second
in the quarter
quarter.
for the Red Devils right now.
And Barnesville might want to think about making a change here. Red Devils with the momentum, and the Shamrocks starting to question themselves a little bit here. St. Clairsville with the momentum and with the ball. Overdick, no good. This tempo tends to favor the Rocks. When they speed up, they seem to have a little more consistency. They slow down, they seem to get off track. McCourt is going to drive and get smacked by Dodd. Another tomahawk chop from Dodd. And McCourt's going to go to the line.
That's Dodd's second. Sending Ryan McCourt back to the line. He'll shoot 2.
And they want to get the ball back to Dodd on the offensive end. I think he's had 4 now. That last one, 3-pointer of the quarter. We've got a nice top of the key look. No more high percentage shot than top of the key. But the Rocks, again, want to get a good shot, but at the same time need to get that geared up, speed up, in rhythm shot. That one almost went. Second chances. Hunkler with a nice lane to the bucket. No one came to help, and he lays it in to put the Rocks back up 5.
It's Hunkler's first bucket of the game.
McCourt trying to take things over for St. Clairsville on the offensive end and has missed the last couple. Powell, strong drive, a little too strong. St. Clairsville to McCourt again. McCourt tries to find Thoburn on a move to the bucket, and they will turn it over. So again, this pace, normally a St. Clairsville pace, but much to the liking of the Shamrocks. Hunkler with the floater, and he got bumped a little bit, but it still went.
Leads up to 7 for the Shamrocks.
Thoburn to Pastor.
Oh, that was
Back to
a very hard
Thoburn.
foul by Luke Detling, or they're going to call it on Luke Detling. I think they could have went either of the Shamrocks. That's what you say when you got your money's worth, because
Yeah.
that was definitely a hard foul.
And the Rocks have definitely got a mindset that you're going to make them earn it if you come into the paint.
Logan Dodd, who had the hot hand for the Shamrocks, he's going to go over to the bench. Duker Costello, number 2, he's on the floor.
Thoburn's second shot is good. 41-36 Barnesville, with approaching the 2-minute mark here. Hines setting up the offense. Hunkler with the screen, handoff to Powell. Powell, spin move, and we're going to get a jump ball.
Looked like Kaysen had a lot of contact on that dribble drive, spin move to the bucket, and a no foul. Jeremy comes down, two hands on the ball.
I think the officials have seen that they could probably blow the whistle on every possession. There's going to be enough physicalness.
That one is going to be a charge against the Red Devils. Not a lot of mystery in that one.
They're not going to count the bucket for Woodford. That's going to be an offensive charge. His second.
Yep.
He's going to go to the bench, and number 32.
That was Carson Woodford. Had to plow
Sal
down
Christ is going to come on for
as he
St.
came into the
Clairsville.
lane and bowled his way in and picked up the charge. Rocks still clinging to a 5-point lead. Hunkler breaks open, lays it in from Hines's pass.
Very good backdoor cut by Jeremy. He saw his defender was keeping an eye on Colton Hines, and he broke to the bucket, and Colton got him the basketball.
And that happens when you try to increase the pressure on the defensive end. That opens you up the backdoor cuts.
McCourt's going to head back to the line and shoot 2. Foul's going to be on Colton Hines, his second.
And he
The
might set a
Shamrock-
record for foul shots attempted in a quarter here. He's been to the line, or in a second quarter anyways.
Well, the Shamrocks have had a little more success in the lane with Avery sitting the bench for the Red Devils with his 2 fouls. So they've went a little bit more inside, and they've had success with it. Thanks. A wonderful fan handed me my pencil that I emphatically threw out of my hand on the last shot.
McCourt's second shot up and good. Barnesville is going to get a 30-second timeout
With a minute 21 here to go. Holding a 6-point lead.
And I was going to say Braden Willis checked in for the Shamrocks right before that second foul shot attempt by McCourt. And I'd like to point out that St. Clairsville was currently 14 out of 15 from the foul line. That,
Yeah.
you're doing a pretty good job in practice when you're hitting your foul shots like that, shooting well over 90%.
That's keeping them in the game. We want to give a shout out to our sponsor tonight, Bill Knox, here on right in downtown Barnesville, sponsored the game and bringing you this high school sports action. So thank you to Bill Knox.
Jeremy Hunkler, the smart play right there. He was getting trapped on the baseline, just went ahead and threw it off the defender's leg, and the Shamrocks will reset.
Duker bailed out by the foul. St. Clairsville fans not happy with that.
Tyson Pastor is going to pick up his second foul.
And the Shamrocks are in the 1-on-1 now. That was the 7th team foul.
And that's going to send Duker Costello to the line for a 1-on-1.
Who played well in the JV game tonight, kept the Rocks close. St. Clairsville was able to beat the JV team 48-44. Costello makes the first. Overdick to Thoburn. And Pastor, the freshman, he gets a couple tries at it, but it won't go. We're under a minute here. Shamrocks looking to add to the lead.
Hunkler tried that backdoor cut again. Luke Detling just didn't seem quick enough.
Clairsville applying man pressure here. Hunkler with a spin move.
High out the backboard.
Trying to get it over the taller McCourt. McCourt gonna return the favor. And he's off the mark. Willis to
Hunkler, 6 seconds. He makes his move to the bucket, and they take it away from him.
Oh, my.
Why you like to get the last shot so that you don't give that up.
That's the second time we've seen this in as many weeks.
Yeah. Yep, those are good momentum swings, and good teams like St. Clairsville, they don't need any help. And so you give them an extra possession there with a little sloppy play at the end of the quarter, trying to rush and get that last shot off, and they're able to bank one in and cut the lead to 5. The Shamrocks had been up 8. I think the largest lead of the night was 9 for the Shamrocks, and but Barnesville will take it. Oh, and they've corrected. It's 44-40. The Shamrocks are up 4. Shamrocks are up 4 here at the half, but they'll take that lead, especially over last night's situation where they got themselves in a hole. Much better to be playing with the lead. And, keys, I think, here at the second half for the Shamrocks is going to be to keep this up-tempo game going, keep the big man, Avery Henry, flustered for St. Clairsville. The Ohio State football recruit did not have the half that he wanted to have and spent most of the second quarter on the bench. But he had some early success, and then he got his shot changed up, blocked, and then he committed a couple fouls. He wanted a couple fouls, but he got flustered and ended up on the bench. And St. Clairsville actually played better once he did go to the bench. They were able to, McCourt was able to kind of take over and get some points there and keep St. Clairsville in the game. But foul shooting has kept the Red Devils in it the first half. I'm going to say the Shamrocks scored 24 the first quarter, 20 the second quarter. And St. Clairsville was able, that 3 at the end, was able to outscore the Shamrocks. They put up 22 that quarter. So, you take that shot off the board, hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt the Rocks in the second half.
Yep. Stats at halftime. Colin Oberdick has 3 for the Red Devils. Cole Thorburn has 11. Ryan McCourt has 17. Avery Henry has 6. And Taysom Pastor has 3. For the homestanding Shamrocks, Colton Hines has 8. Tayson Starr 2. Kason Powell has 11. Asa Geilinger 4. Jeremy Hunkler 6. Jason Duker Costello 1. And Logan Dodd leads the way with 12 points, 4 for 4 from 3 land. So that spark off the bench was very helpful for the Shamrocks. A little bit of information adjustment I'd like to give out. If you were listening to last night's broadcast on Strauss Films, our live stream, I said that the cheerleaders would be at the Best in the State competition today. That information was given to me incorrectly. It is tomorrow. So if you want to go support the Shamrock cheerleaders, That is tomorrow in Columbus. And also, the swim team participated in Wheeling today. I had misspoken and was told that they would be swimming at Steubenville. They actually swam at Wheeling today. I'd like a little more information on Shamrock Athletics. Shout out to the Barnesville Shamrock girls bowling team. They finished in second place in the 1A, 2A, 3A division of bowling with a combined team score of 2,860 pins. First place went to Connaughton Valley, who had 3,406 pins. Connaughton Valley, of course, the benefactors of a new sports complex, and I've been informed that they have a bowling alley inside of that. Don't know if that's true or not, but they did really well. Individually, I do have some scores for the Shamrocks. Brianna Flood placed third overall, rolling a 556. Reagan Campbell for the Shamrocks, she had a 474, placing seventh overall. Tessa Johnson for the Shamrocks, a 462, placing eighth overall. So those are the scores I was able to receive off of Twitter through the OVAC website. I hope I'm not slighting any young lady who's not hearing their names, but I don't have that information. But congratulations to the Shamrock lady bowlers in their second place runner-up finish at the OVACs today.
Well, we'd like to thank tonight's sponsor of the game, William Knox CPA. William Knox is located in Barnesville, Ohio, and has been providing quality, responsive service to individuals and businesses for almost 30 years, providing accounting, payroll, and tax preparation services. And this year, April 15th, will be getting here before you know it. So, your tax needs fixed up at William Knox CPA here, downtown Barnesville.
That's always my favorite time of the year. I look forward to that tax return. Usually Mrs. Starr and I have it spent before we get it, but it's always nice. And Bill Knox is located at 169 East Main Street in beautiful Barnesville, Ohio.
So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. The girls' last game is Monday before the OVAC pairings. And the boys, we've got another week of action with the boys. But OVAC pairings for the girls will come out Tuesday afternoon. Next week, the boys will find out whether they have made the Final Four or whether they're going to get paired up into one of the consolation games.
And a win versus St. C tonight would be very beneficial, for the Shamrocks. While we have time, I'd like to mention a friend of mine, Chris Hannes, celebrated his 50th birthday yesterday. If you're from Barnesville, I'm sure you know who Chris Hannes is. Coaches a lot of athletics, football, really involved in baseball, youth baseball. And he told me personally he was really looking forward to getting his AARP card in the mail. He can't wait to start getting that discount now that he is 50 years old. So congratulations to Chris Hannes.
The Bengals, I see the Bengals are tied up 16-16. That was one of the things I had forgot before I signed up to do this. The Bengals are going to hopefully pull off the upset tonight against Tennessee, but they're 16-16. If the offensive line can help burrow out a little bit, maybe the Bengals can pull one out here, like the Rocks seem to be poised for the upset as well here. Hopefully no bad quarters. We've talked the last several games, Jekyll and Hyde moments for the Shamrocks where we look really good, and for the most part the Shamrocks have looked good both of the first two quarters, been pretty evenly matched quarters. Shamrocks outscoring the Red Devils by 6 in the first quarter, had a 1 point advantage in the second quarter scoring column until the Red Devils were able to throw in a prayer at the halftime buzzer to count it to cut it to 44-40. I'm sure Coach Clifford is. What do you think Coach Clifford's going to try to do to put St. Clairsville in a better position here in the second half, Coach Starr? What do you think?
I would think that they're going to continue to try to go up and down the floor. They like a fast-paced ball game, and that's evident from the score last night, going over 100 with Belair. And I think he's going to try to, of course he wants to keep, Avery Henry out of foul trouble because he's he's a presence underneath. We don't have someone with that kind of size to match up with him. It's been evident. He's had several offensive rebounds, several putbacks. But
there was a little stretch in the first half where he 3 or 4 times in a row was able to collect the misfire and put it back in. So if you shoot till you score, it's pretty hard to get beat when you're in that mode. And I'm sure the Red Devils would like to get that situation going.
And the Shamrocks game plan looked like it changed. When he went to the bench with that second foul, we were not hesitant to take the ball, drive to the bucket, dish it out. You take a guy that's 6'6", 6'7" out of there, you're able to do a little more. And
I think
Logan Dodd was hitting threes, and I think for the Shamrocks, we have to continue doing what we've been doing the whole first half, not be afraid to go up and down the floor.
Up-tempo, transition, get your feet set, find the open man, and take a good shot, but keep it at a pace that wears the Red Devils down. The Red Devils look tired at times in the first half. The Rocks, definitely for a team, both teams playing last night, but the Rocks seemed a little better for the wear so far.
And probably one thing we haven't mentioned in 3 or 4 games that Chris and I have been doing this, that the Shamrocks are coached by Johnny Hines, and of course his assistant coaches are Jamie Carpenter, Shane Stevens, and Jeff Hunkler, and they're doing an incredible job. And Jamie's got a lot of experience coaching high school varsity girls basketball, several wins. I think he might be the leading coach for most victories for the Shamrocks on the girls program. So Coach Hines has got a great staff with him, and I think they'll continue doing what they've done this whole first half with success. On the floor for the Shamrocks, Colton Hines, Jeremy Hunkler, Tayson Starr, Asa Geilinger, and Kaysen Powell. The Red Devils have number 14, Ryan McCourt, 55, Avery Henry, 24, Carson Woodford, number 1, Colin Oberdick, and number 2, Cole Thorburn.
The big man collected the rebound on the defensive end, trying to get in position on the offensive end. Last night, the Rocks had trouble with Caldwell's big man. He kind of was the difference in the game. Avery trying to be that tonight.
Both teams coming out a little bit cold here to start this third quarter.
Yep, cooled off considerably. We're a minute and 10 into the third quarter and no points. Powell changes that in a hurry. His 3.
He'll get the scoring started here in this third quarter.
Gets the Rocks on the board first in the third quarter. Well, and all we say that this first 3 minutes is, he walked. Yes, he did. The Rocks doing a good job defending the big man. They double down on him, hit spin move, forced the big guy to take an extra step. And Powell, the same thing. He had that arm down, clearing out a little too much push. So
that's going to be Kaysen's first, Coach. Team's first this second half.
That's good news that's just his first. He's drove in there hard a few times, and the refs have so far been pretty consistent on the offensive foul end. I think St. Clairsville has committed 3 offensive. Not sure what was going on there, but he was waiting to see whether it was going to bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, I think I would have grabbed possession of that ball because, you're underneath, you're on Shamrock side of the court. Get the loose ball.
But Ryan McCourt.
That's going to be Asa Geilinger's 3rd foul. early in this third quarter. Logan Dodd's going to come in. Shamrock's going to have to put Geilinger on the bench and protect him. He's probably going to be sitting most of this third quarter, I'd imagine.
And McCourt has found his way to the line again. He's pretty good, one of the better players I've seen this season so far at getting himself to the line. It's kind of an old school basketball mode, that dribble drive that would draw the foul. Hines makes his move, draws the big man over, dumps it off to Starr, and Starr lays it in for 2 to keep the Rocks up 7. McCourt to Oberdick. Oberdick makes the move. The big man corrals it. Starr tomahawk chops it, and he's going to get whistled for it.
And he's going to pick up his third.
Trying to do the quick swat and knock the ball out of the big man's hands. Gets a little bit of the body there.
Casey Carpenter coming back on. Tayson's going to go off.
Thoburn from the O in the down forward. Hines making a nice move. Nice pass out to Dodd. Feet set. Hits the backside of the rim.
Fighting over the ball.
And Powell is going to get whistled for it. You see the same thing that seemed to get Henry into trouble the first half. Henry was growling about the officiating. Powell growling about something. And Barnesville's crowd wanting a technical on something. Coach Starr, did you see what they're having this discussion about here? And
I thought Shamrocks hit the ball out of bounds. Kaysen Powell went up for the rebound with it was Colton Hines or Jeremy Hunkler. Anyway, ball went out of bounds. Of course, I don't think I'm seeing the same thing the fans around us are seeing. So
they're going to give Shamrocks the ball here. Coach Clifford not happy about it, but the Rocks will have the ball. Powell loses the dribble, but hands it off to Hines. Hines setting up the offense. Carpenter in the corner. The freshman felt good enough to pull the trigger. Powell tries to rebound and put the ball back up. Doesn't really collect himself. And it's off the mark. McCourt is able to collect himself, and he lays it in on the other end. And the Red Devils are within 2 midway through the third here, 49-47. Logan Dodd has a loose wheel. He's going to tie up the shoe, and we'll get back to action here. Midway through the third, Barnesville clinging to a 2-point lead.
Tyson Pastor's coming on for Red Devils. Carson Woodford is going to head over to the sideline.
Hines has called out the offensive set. Throws to Carpenter in the corner. The big man applying pressure far from the bucket. Hines back at point guard at the top of the key. Dribbles, elbow area, passes into Dodd. Dodd kicks to Carpenter. Carpenter had his feet set, and it is good. Rocks extend the lead back out to 5.
Previous possession, Carpenter had a nice wide open 3, and it was in and out. That time he lined it up again. He's good.
That was number 10, Tyson Pastor, freshman. Nice step move to the hoop for 2. Barnesville's freshman. Carpenter over to Hines. Hines got a good look at it. Connects. Rocks up 6. McCourt with the move, and he gets the ball knocked away with 2:48 left in the third. Pastor will inbound. The freshman
McCourt,
to
deep
McCourt
three.
from, that might have been 304 area code as well.
That was definitely from the 695 extension. It was out around the volleyball line.
Yep. Nice pass into Avery Henry. Henry drop step, lays it in. Shamrocks with the ball and a 4-point lead, approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Dodd dribbles to the lane, over to Hunkler, and Hunkler knocks down a 3. Rocks up 7. Under 2 minutes, third quarter. Into the big man. Avery Henry for an easy 2. Not much you could do about that.
Casey Carpenter's given up, a foot and a half or more. He went straight up. Henry just, over the top of him.
The Rocks are going to have to double team him to stop him. But right now, the Shamrocks the plan is working, just outscore him. McCourt makes his dribble, loses the ball. Whistle. Thought there might have been a jump ball for just a second. But Hines is going to get called for the foul. Coach Hines is not happy with it.
And he's a little animated over
but
there.
I haven't seen a referee that changed his call yet.
It looked like Colton tied him up for a jump ball, and then was able to pull the ball away from him. I thought it was a clean steal.
Yep, I thought it was going to be a jump ball, but
yeah.
He evidently saw some contact there. And Hines gets whistled for the foul. Shamrocks up 7. McCourt floater. Ooh. Henry comes and grabs a hold of the rim there, following the made bucket. 1 minute to go, third quarter. 1-4 set. Geilinger comes to set the screen. Pick and roll. Move to the hoop. Not strong enough. Doesn't get above the rim. Thoburn. And he got bumped. The ball comes off the rim hard. Collected by Powell. Powell takes it to the other side. Again, this pace favors the Shamrocks, but in and out by Hines from top of the key. If they can get the big man running wind sprints up and down, it definitely to their favor. He's a lot less effective if he has to sprint.
In that transition game,
Coach Hines is unhappy again. But Barnesville is going to come up with the ball here.
They called that foul on Ryan McCourt of St. Clairsville, his second. Tayson Starr's going to go over to the bench. It looks like Colton Hines back in for the Rocks.
20 seconds left in the quarter. Shamrocks wanting to end this without giving St. Clairsville the ball back. The last time St. Clairsville got some time on the clock and the ball, they were able to slap in a buzzer-beaten 3. Geilinger, top of the key, no good. 2 seconds left. Good job by Hunkler, preventing a look at the bucket. And the Rocks outscored the Red Devils that quarter again, increased the lead from 4 to 5. So again, no Jekyll and Hyde so far. We're all good guys so far through 3 quarters. And hopefully we can keep things rolling along those lines. And I think the key is you got to keep the big man running up.
Fast-paced game, back and forth, get up and down the floor. you know,
If he has time to sit there and
post up and get space in the lane, he's a force that we're not able to match up well with. But if we're in that fast-paced game, up and back and forth, it benefits us. It turns into a 5-on-4 ball game.
St. Clairsville definitely has the potential to score every possession when they are when they're clicking. With McCourt's dribble drive and Henry's ability to clean up missed shots, it's hard to keep St. Clairsville off the scoreboard.
Well, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of excitement this fourth quarter. So it's going to be St. C's ball out of bounds here on visitor sidelines. One issue for the Shamrocks. We do have 3 players with 3 fouls: Asa Geilinger, Tayson Starr, and Colton Hines. So that I hope that doesn't become an issue for us late in this ball game.
St. Clairsville only 1 foul so far here in the second half. That was Cole Thoburn, the sophomore. He pulls the Red Devils within 3, and the Red Devils get the first points of the quarter. Ooh. I don't know, fans. You'll have to check that one out on the replay.
I thought there was a little bit of space between his foot and the line, but
the referee got a little excited there, but probably a position you don't want to be in, but awfully close call, and it goes against the Rocks. St. Clairsville chance to tie here. 30 seconds into the fourth, and they do. Tied at 60. 7:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Hines brings it across the timeline. Drives. Finds a streaking Asa Geilinger. Geilinger lays it in. Nice basketball play there for the Shamrocks, and they are back up 2. Hines able to get away with a swipe at the ball. Loose ball situation there, and the Rocks are able to collect it. You can tell St. Clairsville's starting to tighten up a little bit here, knowing they're getting to crunch time. Down, have pretty much trailed the whole game. Good hustle by Asa Geilinger.
Geilinger missed the putback, but followed his rebound, went right back up strong.
Pads the rebound stats. Thoburn got cracked in the head going up on that one, but no call. Referee's trying to let the action go here for a little bit. But Geilinger definitely hustled for those points, and his quickness was able to elude the bigger Henry and keep the Shamrocks up by 4. 6 minutes left in the game.
Shamrocks not afraid to work their offense right here. Taking their time. I think they're going to look for the best shot they can get.
Geilinger got the screen. Over to Dodd. Dodd to Hines. Hines with the runner in the lane. And the Rocks back up 6, under 6. Thoburn, feet set, back of the iron, no good. Henry keeps it alive. Loose ball, jump ball.
On the change of possession, yep. A jump ball.
Yep. And it'll be Shamrock ball, 5:32. Chance to add to the lead. St. Clairsville, the 8-3 Red Devils, second in the OVAC 4A standings. Need to take a time out and talk about things here. Come up with some strategy for the last 5:30 of this game to put themselves in a position to win. I don't know what Coach Clifford's gonna dial up here, but there's going to be a change coming. The Rocks are going to try to be patient when they can be, but at the same time, this is that precarious kind of place where you want to not change what you've been doing, but at the same time, kind of where Caldwell was last night, you'd like to milk the clock a little bit and have some longer possessions and not give St. Clairsville extra opportunities. But sometimes when you do that, you get yourself off kilter and your scoring production will go down. So
yeah, well, I'm sure that Coach Clifford's going to continue having the court going strong to the hoop. He's had success there, and
McCourt has pretty much kept the Red Devils in it. A couple outside shots by Thoburn and Oberdick, but McCourt's drives to the bucket and foul shooting has kept the Red Devils in the game. I'm sure St. Clairsville would like to have some more half-court sets where they're able to take a high percentage look with Henry in a good rebound position to clean it up. They have extended the pressure out here. Diamond-looking type press. St. Clairsville fans not liking that.
That foul on Avery Henry is going to bail the Shamrocks out. The lackadaisical pass.
Starr gave up about 2 feet to the bigger Henry, but got Henry up in the air, drew enough contact there. He draws the foul.
Avery Henry and Colin Oberdick, both St. Clairsville football alumni, will be playing in the North-South game, along with Barnesville Shamrock soon-to-be alumni Gavin Carpenter, selected to play this spring.
Into Henry. Henry, spin move. 4 Shamrocks around him. Let's see who they called the foul on. Powell, I think, is going to get the foul.
I think it's Powell, but could be Tayson Starr. It was either one.
Could have been about 4 Shamrocks there. Henry gets a lot of attention in the lane, as he should.
And I still don't know who that foul was on. I thought they called it on Cason Powell. That's who I'm giving it to.
Yeah, I think they gave it to Powell. That's his second.
Yeah, he just got it. They just put it on the scoreboard.
Henry gets the Red Devils back to within 5. Hines pushes the issue and then backs it back out. 5 minutes to go, 5-point lead. Hunkler to Geilinger, doing the little 3-man weave out front. Powell posting up underneath. He's got the smaller player behind him, but they can't lure the Shamrocks in. Geilinger, a lane to the bucket, looks to the backside, and it won't go. Geilinger is going to pick up the foul. That's going to be the 16th foul on the Shamrocks.
It's going to be Ace's 4th. Taysom went up. He needed to go up with more confidence on that. Of course, he saw the big man coming over to defend, and he put a little too much on it.
They're going to give Geilinger a break here, but wouldn't set him too long. 4:40 to go, up 5.
Logan Dodd coming in, take Ace's spot here in the lineup.
Rock's hoping to get St. Clairsville to eat up some clock here. St. Clairsville valuing every possession here, down 5, 4:20 to go. Turns it over, and the Shamrocks, who would like to go up tempo, recognizing that running the clocks to their favor. We just got word the Bengals won on a field goal here, so I don't know if you were recording it. I just ruined it for you.
Hines with a little floater over the big guy.
Shamrocks up 7.
Jeremy Hunkler pulled down the board for the Shamrocks. He's going to bring it up and set up the offense.
Hunkler's drive to the bucket doesn't go. 7-point lead, 3:25. Ryan McCourt tippy toes through the lane. Didn't feel good about the shot. McCourt has stopped going to the hoop. I think maybe that's been the difference. When Henry is in the lane, McCourt does not drive to the hoop quite as much.
I'd say he's more looking for the three-pointer with knowing he's got Avery there for the rebound on the miss. Tayson Starr was called on that foul, his 4th. Him and Geilinger both sporting 4 fouls now. And Ace is coming back in for the Shamrocks. Tayson's going to get a breather.
St. Clairsville had most of their success in the second quarter with McCourt driving to the hoop, but of course the big man was sitting on the bench Henry makes the foul shot. And St. Clairsville is pulled within 5 at the 3-minute mark here.
Shamrocks with a pretty good job breaking the press right there.
Yeah. And, part of St. Clairsville's problem getting into a full court press is that they got to make a hoop and then get into the press. Powell drug his pivot foot and got caught.
Thoburn way outside.
Off the mark, the big guy. You can see there's the St. Clairsville game plan. Fire from outside, let Henry scoop it up and clean it up. Red Devils within 3. Hines to Geilinger, approaching the 2.5-minute mark. Thoburn increasing his pressure. He's got a 5-second call, and he's going to get a whistle. Close to a 5-second call. Thoburn.
Cole will pick up his second for the Red Devils.
Just a little too much.
That's going to be their 3rd team foul this second half. Shamrocks currently have
Thoburn
7.
winded. Hines. The Red Devils got a ways to go before to get into 1-on-1, so I'm sure
he's going to pick up another one.
I'm sure they've been instructed to pick up the defensive pressure, get themselves into the 1-on-1.
Well, they still got 3 fouls to go to get there. They're currently, Red Devils have 4 this second half.
And the Shamrocks happy to run the clock up 3, approaching the 2-minute mark.
Shamrocks definitely had a matchup they liked right there. Avery Henry out on the point, guarding Colton Hines.
And they got the count was on Hines, the count's on Hunkler. Hunkler is going to get fouled.
McCourt's going to get his 3rd. That's the 5th on the Red Devils. 24, Carson Woodford's going to check in, and Avery Henry's going to go to the sidelines.
Red Devils recognizing that the Shamrocks are going to try to do a little clock management here and run the clock out. They lose track of Hines and easy inbounds. Thoburn was looking a little winded before. Hines.
If I were the Shamrocks, I don't know if I'd take another shot. I'd make them foul, put us on the line before I did anything. But I'm not the coach, so.
Well, I think the Shamrocks have recognized that a little bit on their own here, that they don't need to shoot the basketball with a 3-point lead. And the Shamrocks
going to get called for his 4th.
Are,
and that's only team 6th.
Much tougher team playing with the lead. You think of our early season success. We shot well enough that we were able to get ourselves into the lead, and then we were able to build on the lead. We're much different story when we fall behind.
I think the Shamrocks will be content to run out the last 70 seconds of this game without taking a shot, and they should.
I hope you're right, Coach Strauss. And the Shamrocks
going to pick up his 4th.
Have ran off about 1:20 here with this possession.
Going to send Colton Hines in line for a 1-and-1. Shamrocks were able to run off more than a minute and a half that possession. Number 32, Sal Christ.
Coach Clifford not happy with Thoburn's defensive effort, and he's going to sub in. And they tried to sub in before the 1-on-1. So maybe that might have helped St. Clairsville here. They disruption, and St. Clairsville gets the timeout before Ryan McCourt could have tied it up.
Definitely need to hit the front end of 1-on-1s. You gotta,
if you're gonna close out a game, you gotta get the front ends for sure, and that would have kept it a 2-possession game. Now the Red Devils have a chance to tie it up here under a minute, crunch time, 4th quarter.
What do you think they're going to do here, Coach Packer? Is St. Clairsville going to try to set up their best three-point play, or are they going to go underneath and get this game down to one and then foul? And
Well, they were in the mode to get a pretty good outside look there when they called timeout. So I'm thinking they're probably going to change their strategy and drive to the hoop here. I would think that's probably what he's going to see. But the big man isn't on the floor. Outside shooters are on, and Thoburn came back on the floor. There's some confusion about who's on and who's off, but Thoburn didn't sit very long.
oh, looks like McCourt got a little bit of a shove there, but also Colton Hines.
St. Clairsville's got the
acting
three-point shooters. McCourt falling away, but Saul Christ collects it and gets St. Clairsville within one.
Coach Hines is going to call timeout.
Yep. Saul Christ, a little bit of the hero there, the senior who hasn't got to play a lot tonight. They come in with a big rebound and 2 points there to keep the Red Devils alive, to keep them within 1 point, under 40 seconds here.
Yeah, he drifted underneath perfectly. Shamrocks didn't have anybody on that side down on the block. He got a nice, easy offensive rebound, boom, put back.
Definitely critical juncture that you got to clean up the boards and come away with the shot. You don't want to give St. Clairsville as good of a shooting team as St. Clairsville is. You don't want to give them a second chance. And this is setting up to be kind of a fantastic finish here in Barnesville. So good night of basketball. Shamrocks playing one of the better teams on their schedule after a kind of a lengthy
Coach Hines using this whole time out. He's probably setting up what we want to do on offense, what happens when they foul, and what kind of defense we're going to get in quickly, whether it's full court press or dropping back, making sure they know we're either in man-to-man, whatever they're going to do. So he was probably taking advantage of every scenario on that timeout.
Both teams have 3 timeouts. Almost a mid-air collision. Works out in the favor of the Shamrocks. Hines gets an easy lay-in, but
you think that was a play that was called in the timeout, Coach? Scramble to get the ball in and then take it straight to the hoop?
I don't think that was a kind of a broken play there that worked out in favor of the Shamrocks, but you'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, yeah, take it all night long.
The bad end of that is it doesn't take much time off the clock, and you're only up 3. And St. Clairsville certainly capable of scoring in bunches. But pressure on St. C on the road. They're trying to get to 9-3 on the season. The Rocks are trying to break this losing streak and hang on to their 4th spot in the OVAC.
Shamrocks look like they double teaming Logan McCourt on the inbounds.
McCourt is their go-to guy.
Yep, he's definitely the go-to guy for St. Clairsville.
Oberdick had a lane to the bucket. Oh, and he's going to get 3. He's going to get 3, and I think that might have been 5 on Geilinger.
I think it is Asa Geilinger's 5th.
And McCourt was falling away in the corner and is going to get to the charity stripe with 21 seconds to go and a chance to tie things up. McCourt, whale of a foul shooter. You'd expect him to knock all 3 of these home and be a tie game here with 20 seconds to go.
Asa Geilinger, he's going to foul out with 8 points for the Shamrocks.
Misses the
first. He played after the game, hitting the boards hard. He went up against a much bigger guy, and he held his own. Asa played very well for the Shamrocks tonight.
McCourt good on the second one to cut the lead to 2.
Number 42.
21 seconds on the clock. 2-point game.
Van Horn's
1 foul shot left to go. Crowd getting into it. Chance to cut the Shamrocks lead to 1. And he does. A whistle on the substitution. St. Clairsville is bringing in number 5, Andrew Vera. And the Shamrocks subbed in Dodd? Was Dodd?
Dodd, yeah, they did Aiden Van Horn went in for the rebound, and then as soon as a shot was made, of course, they subbed Dodd back in for the ball handling and outside shooting ability. I didn't see who that last foul was on, but sending Colton Hines to the line for a 1-and-1. 32, Sal Christ is coming back into the game. 24, Carson Woodford heading to the bench for St. Clairsville.
And it's showing 18 fouls, so it's a 1-on-1. And he knocks it home on the first one for a 2-point Shamrock advantage. Trying to keep a 3-point lead. Uses all the rim, and the Rocks are up 3 under 20 seconds. McCourt to Thoburn. Thoburn to Chris.
The Shamrocks are extending that D out there. They're going to contest threes.
Yep. Oh, my. I think they're going to change this, yeah. Originally the call went to Barnesville, but it went off of Hunkler's forehead. And St. Clairsville is going to get one more chance at it here. 2.9 seconds on the clock. Rocks ahead 73-70. They're going to be looking for Thoburn or McCourt for a three-pointer. Don't want to foul him in the act of shooting and get him to the line again.
And that call, it's the right call. You know, the officials conferred, and that's what you want to see. You know, I'm more than happy for the Shamrocks to have gotten away with that ball out of bounds, but they got together. J.R. Fox had a better angle on it, and he said no, it went off the other player's head. And so St. Clairsville is going to get the ball under their bucket with 2.9 seconds to go. And
I'm sure Coach Clifford's got a play drawn up for this. And
it's not going to be a 2.
No. And he'll want it in the hands of McCourt or Thoburn. You saw a couple of the other Red Devils there pass up some looks late in the game to get the ball to Thoburn and McCourt. But they're going to have 2.9 seconds to try to tie this up.
Shamrocks are going to come out with Tayson Starr, Jeremy Hunkler, Logan Dodd, Kason Powell, and Colton Hines. A lot of quick hands out there. Good defenders try to
man on the
defend
floor.
a three-point shot here.
Oh, my.
And I think they got a moving screen on Avery Henry.
Yeah, he gave a little.
They tried to run McCourt around
a little
him to
shoulder
get a nice screen, and he leaned into him and
gave him a little extra. He gave him a little extra on the way by, and the referee was staring right at it. So that's going to be on the offensive end. So this is not going to be a one-on-one.
No, because it was an off. Yeah,
because it was an
Shamrocks
offensive.
should be inbounding the ball under the bucket because it's what they call a player control foul. So that it's not going to go to the one-on-one situation, even though the Shamrocks are in the one-on-one.
And St. Clairsville is going to sub here with the intent to try to force a turnover, try to get a 5-second call.
Andrew Vera's coming in for his first action tonight. He's on the floor with Oberdick.
Prevent the Rocks from inbounding. They throw deep, and Hines got it. We'll see if they put time back on the clock here. I think they'll put time back on the clock.
They're going to call a foul. It looked like it was about with 0.8 of a second. I'm not for sure. I think that was on number 32, Sal Christ.
Yeah.
So I think they might put some time back on. Not for sure. They're going to get together and talk it over.
The whistle.
Either way, I think this is going to be a Shamrock victory.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for the Shamrocks right here. Going to be up 3 shooting a foul shot. Less than a second. So St. Clairsville is going to be denied win number 1,000 here in Barnesville. So.
And what better way to get to right the ship? Shamrocks have had several defeats in a row, games that they were in. They played hard. Things didn't go their way. So what better way to right the ship, get back on the right track than a big win here on a Saturday night against, St. Clairsville, a team with some real ball players, and they're gonna win some games. So
yeah, well, and the first time in a long time, the Shamrocks played 4 quarters of basketball and didn't have any long stretches of
Jeremy Hunkler's going to get in line and try to seal this win for the Shamrocks.
0.5.
Ooh, he missed the first.
Missed the first one. 0.5. How much of a shot? You can't really get a catch and a shoot, but it's going to come off the rim to have any kind of chance. And it comes off the rim, and it looked like it was on line.
Wow.
But that's about as close as you can get in that situation. St. Clairsville is going to fall to 8-4 on the season. They come to Barnesville and lose by 3 to a Shamrock team that had been struggling the last several games out. But the Rocks get right tonight as they put 4 quarters of basketball together. Play solid defense, got the tempo that they wanted, shot well from the perimeter, rebounded well against the big man, got the big man frustrated and in foul trouble, and had just the right amount of luck along the way to pull off the upset of the second place 4A OVAC St. Clairsville Red Devils.
Some quick stats for the Shamrocks. Colton Hines had 19. Tayson Starr chipped in 5. Kason Powell had 14. Asa Geilinger with 8. Jeremy Hunkler had 11. Duker Costello with 1. And Logan Dodd had 12 points for the Shamrocks.
Well, we're glad you joined us tonight for this game, one of the best games of the season so far. And we certainly want to shout out to William Knox, CPA, for sponsoring tonight's game. It's much appreciated. I'm sure there's a lot of people at home tonight in this cold weather and this COVID time period that are glad that we've got people that are sponsoring high school sporting events and able to bring you a classic game tonight.
Yep, Bill Knox is located at 169 East Main Street in Barnesville, and he's been in business in the Shamrock area, or in the Barnesville area, for over 30 years, providing accounting, payroll, and tax preparation services. We can't thank him enough. Once again, you can support Barnesville Athletics by scanning I think it's called an RQ code on the broadcast, and you can Venmo them money. We hope you'd enjoyed the game tonight and the few that Coach Pack and I have done together, and hopefully we'll be able to continue this, and it was a great win for the Shamrocks.
Yep, and as we said last night, Shamrocks are a dangerous team, and you're somebody that come tournament time, you're not going to want to be on the line opposite of Barnesville this year, because they could beat anybody in the sectional this year.
I agree. Well, Coach Pack, I think that wraps it up for us, and of course Noah and Drew Strauss did a wonderful job on the technical side of this. All Chris and I have to do is sit here and talk. So shout out to them, and once again, Strauss Films and the Barnesville Exempted Village School District for allowing us to do this tonight.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, good night.